Okay, time to try a flight sim with my HP Reverb G2. I've got Wings Over Flanders Field Ultimate Edition. It's on a DVD. I'm installing that with my DVD drive on my computer. Here's my computer. It's a custom built in 2017 with a HP or with a EVGA RTX 280 Super graphics card that I overclocked. You can see how I overclocked in some other videos. So now we're installing the Ultimate Edition of the DVD, and then we're going to be installing some patches and eventually trying to see how we can get it to work with the HP Reverb G2, which I think requires some more software, so I'll have to find out about that. So to start with, we're just installing the program and installing all the upgrades to the Ultimate Edition. And then they have a Platinum Edition. I think I have to get that too, which loads on top of this. So here's some patches, 2017 version. This is from 2016. And then there's also some patches to that one. So there's version 4.12. So we'll be installing that too. Okay, finishing up installing the Ultimate Edition patch, the first patch, version 12, I think. Yeah, version 12, so it's cloning the aircraft. So I had to whitelist the web root, whitelist the installation directory, because WebRoot didn't like one of the files. So you click on Advanced Whitelisting there, and then you can select a directory. So this software is not really designed to run in a secure environment, so it doesn't want to install in the programs directory folder for that reason, I'm assuming. So they have their own root folder. So I trust this program, so it's going to be okay. But just a little hint ahead of time. Next time before I install, I would set this up ahead of time, and then I wouldn't have any problems. I want to be a little more specific. So with WebRoot, I had to actually allow a specific file, WOFF toolbox.exe, even though I set this directory up to be, don't ignore this directory. Still went after this file, so I had to specifically allow it to let the installation complete. So now, in fact, I had to roll everything back and reinstall from scratch. So now I'm going to go ahead and install the patches to the Ultimate version, and then we'll go on to the Platinum version. Okay, we've got Wings Over Flanders Field Ultimate Edition installed and all the patches and updates. So we're ready to try it. Here's my hot test setup. So I've got a Syntec X52 Pro. Here's my graphics card. So I've got a GeForce RTX 280 Super XC hybrid, and I got it overclocked. Oh, I don't have an overclock turned on. Let's go ahead and load that. Alright, so my overclocking is 1120 on the memory clock and 104 on the GPU. And I've got the power maxed out, temperature maxed, and this extra voltage mixed. So I'll apply that. Now we're overclocked, okay. And we'll start up the program, and we'll give it a try without any HP Reverb G2 to start with. So, and we'll see what kind of frame rates we get. I'll start recording the screen in a second here, but it's easier to see the frame rates if I use the camera. So I'm going to do a quick scenario. We're going to balloon busting. That's always fun. Go to the field. We'll set that up and start flying, and then I'll show you the frame rates I'm getting. Okay, so we're running the mission. There's our balloon out in the distance there. And frame rates are around 100 plus. So that's good. And for some reason, the POV isn't working as far as, ever since I installed the VorpX software that lets you use your HP Reverb G2 even though the program doesn't support VR. This head tracking hasn't worked. If I switch to the outside mode, then I can use it to move around and look, see the rest of my squadron. There they are. There's our balloon. So if I switch to cockpit view, it doesn't seem to work. So anyway, so the frame rates are pretty good, definitely flyable with my 2K monitor. Alright, so since Wings Over Flanders Fields doesn't support VR, we have to go by this other software called VorpX. I'll put a link in the show notes for this. So it's got two sets of settings. So the first one is you have to tell it about your device. So it lists, doesn't list the HP Reverb G2 here, but it does say Windows Mixed Reality, which is what we have. So what that means is once this starts working, it's going to start up the Steam VR application. The other thing you need to do is set up a local profiles, because what it has to do is it has to go in and hook into the software, and then once it displays up to the screen, it can grab those instructions and say, hey, throw it over here to this VR headset instead of just the screen. So what I did was I started out with Flight Simulator X, and I made a new profile based on this one. And then I named it WOFF, Wings Over Flanders Fields, and I assigned it this program. So you can either add a process or a file. So since the program wasn't running, I added a file. And so in the Wings Over Flanders Field installation directory, there's a couple different programs. So WFF-EXE is what you start up when you start running the game. But when it's actually doing the flying, it's using Combat Flight Simulator version 3. Which is a really old version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that's what they built their program on, using this game engine, and then they just put everything else around it. So it's configurable enough that they could use it. So you used to have to buy this separately when you bought Wings Over Flanders Fields, but with the Ultimate Edition, they started including it with the program, so you don't need that anymore. So you're hooking into this FS3 programs. Whenever that starts up, this VorpX software will say, hey, it's my turn to go in there and grab what's going on and send it over to the VR headset. So we'll go ahead and, I already applied this, I don't need to do that. So if you minimize this, it just stays down in the icon area down here, the applications that are running in the background. So it's ready to go whenever your program starts up, and it will make the HP Reverb G2 work with the Wings Over Flanders Fields software. Alright, so after this, I'll go on and show you how that works. Yeah, I do some setup inside the game, because this particular version of VorpX doesn't have any way to set whether you want to use the head tracking software, because again, since Wings Over Flanders Field doesn't support VR, it has to simulate it by emulating the TrackIR program headset that I used to use to do flight simulators, where if you move your head a little bit, it would move the screen further than your head. I talked about that in the first HP Reverb G2 videos that I put together. So the HP Reverb G2 is a replacement for the TrackIR, but since Flanders Fields only supports the TrackIR as far as being able to move your view around based on where your head's going, the VorpX software has to emulate that TrackIR software. And you have to turn that particular feature on inside once the game is running, you have to go turn it on. So I'll show you how that works as part of the setup so you can get it going. Older versions had a little checkbox here to say use head tracking, but now you have to do it inside the game, which is kind of annoying to me, but there you go. Alright, so we got the graphics for Wings Over Flanders Fields Ultimate Edition. This is the version we're running. That's the latest version that came out for that particular one of the program. So we're running at maximum anti-aliasing. and 32-bit bit depth, and this is the resolution of our 2K display. And we've got all these graphics set to 5, and these are all set to maximum, and these are all set to maximum. And we've got high aircraft skin resolution. I turned off the visual effects for color when you get hurt, because otherwise it messes up when I'm trying to show the screen. I just got force on medium density, that's fine. So we should be able to run this at highest resolution, get 90 frames per second. So we'll see how that works out. All right, so I brought up the in-game settings. So usually it starts on main settings, but then you use the you can use your mouse while it's running, and you go to head tracking, and you see track IR is on. Let me not fly into the sun here. So you turn this on, and then you can look around using your head tracking and see your rest of your squadron and some balloons. So unfortunately, you have to turn this on inside the game, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, you just do this and say OK and save. And then you're ready to go with looking around. Like I'll fire our rockets. Let's go ahead and actually try to find the... let's see, where's our balloon? It's way over here, I think. Yeah. There's a balloon over there. So I'll fly over there and we'll try a few things looking around and see how it works. There's our balloon. So we're going to try to get close and then release our rockets. I think it is close enough. We'll see what happens. I think we went low. You can see the rockets are gone now. Let's just try our gun. Try not to hit it. All right, we'll come around. So the balloon's behind us. We'll come around. Use some more rudder here. There it is. Try for another pass and see if we can finish it off here. I'm not sure where the rest of our squadron is, but yeah, frame rates are 90. The graphics card is just idling, so it has plenty of power to run this version of Wings Over Flanders Fields at full resolution, maximum graphics. All right, let's try one more pass and see if we can finish this guy off. He's up. He just exploded. Okay, so this is the Ultimate Edition. There is a Platinum Edition which improves the graphics, but I just found out today that they have a new, completely new standalone program. This is the third version of this program coming out. It's called Wings Over Flanders Fields Between Heaven and Hell 2. I think Between Heaven and Hell was one of the expansion packs or something. So they had to call it 2. So the graphics on that look a lot better than this. So I don't think it's worth spending $25 for the Platinum Edition. I'm just going to wait until the new game comes out later this year, 2021. I'll leave some links to some of the flying in that. And then we'll try the G2 on that when that comes out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming. And if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is Beta Cygni signing out, and keep looking up.